How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem and welcome back. This is part 19 of my full platinum walkthrough for Hollow Knight Silksong. A little bit of a bittersweet video today because it's the last normal video. It's the last time that we're just going to be exploring and doing our normal routine here. After this chapter 19, I'm going to be doing a little mini video that's a reference guide of sorts. So think of it kind of like a 19.5 chapter. It's going to be going over everything that you need to farm and do before the end of Act 2. So I thought that was going to be the best way to do it, is just make a separate video that's specifically about where everything is. And then that way, after today's video, we are going to get to where we are primed and ready for the point of no return. All we have to do is finish up what we're doing today. And then at that point, you do not want to progress the game if you're worried about ruining the endings, okay? Because once we go to that objective marker at the cradle, that starts the end game. And that's where you can mess up the endings and all of that. So you want to make sure that today you just complete what we're doing. And then your job is to go ahead and farm every item that's left before progressing into Act 3. And so that's what that video will help you do. So, and then chapter 20 will be where we go and actually fight the final bosses and make our backup saves and get prepared for Act 3. So today's the last of the normal days. So let's get started with, of course, one of the last foreshadowing quotes of Act 2. So this one deserves something special. Let's see. A lotus flower is born in a swamp, surrounded by filth all of its life, but somehow it still manages to bloom into magnificence. And I think that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a lotus flower. So anyways, follow me to this special little shopkeep over here. And he has a good deal of 750 bucks for a mask shard. So I'm just going to start popping rosary beads right now. We're about to go hard, okay? We got to buy a few things. And at this point, I'm sure you have a lot as well. If not, you know where to farm it. There we go, 750. Yes, I would like that mask shard, mister. We're about to do a couple things here. And now, once that's done, I'm going to travel over to the Grindel's shop at Blasted Steps. So go Grand Bellway. Then we're going to head over to Blasted Steps. And then we're going to buy Grindel's Spool, which should pop a trophy. And I believe, actually, I think this is the trophy I decided to pop. My practice runs, I always get all the trophies, and today I chose to leave at least one. I was like, damn it, I'm gonna get at least one trophy to pop on this walkthrough. So, where are we? Blasted Steps. There we go. I think it's this one that I left. If I remember, it's either this one or the mask shard, but I think it's this one. So, exciting stuff. We actually pop a trophy. So just make our way up here, and he should sell our last, whatchamacallit, last spool. How much are you? 680, you fucking asshole. God, I forgot how many beads he charges everything for. Well, well, well. Boom. Hey, we did get it. All right, extended. Hell yeah. That's collecting all of these spool shards, or spool fragments. I'll be back, Grindel, for all your expensive items. I'm trying to get it to where we're about to fight probably the hardest boss in the game for most people, I would say, up to this point at least. So I'm trying to make sure that you have as many masks that you can get, all the spools, and we're going to upgrade our weapon here in just a second. That's going to be crazy. So our next stop here on the list is going to be the slab. Now we're going to go do... I decided just to like knock all these like random upgrades out now for the chapter, because Grohl the Great is the enemy that we fight at the end of this, and he is... I would say challenging. There is a cheese for him, but it's still, even with the cheese, it's still not like a walk in the park. So I figured having all of these spool shards and the mask shards, well, not all the mask shards, but we're going to get another mask as well today. So Figured that plus the weapon upgrade here that we're about to get is would help out. So you remember this parkour section. It's probably a lot easier now for a lot of you. We don't have to worry about the pressures of the freezing air. It's crazy how much easier it is. Oh. Oh, I thought I could double jump there. Oh, well. What? It flipped around at the last second. Wonder if I can make that jump. No. All right. Maybe if I pogoed off the blades and reset my double jump, maybe. Wait, did I miss it? No? Okay, alright. It just all looks the exact same, I guess. Oh yes, I remember now. So we got our fade down cloak. We'll be back here again for a secret later on. There's a bench right here. But also repair the ruined tool. We are going to go ahead and accept that offer. It's a very nice offer from the game. I really appreciate that. All right, we got the Silk Shot Mach 3. Let's show this bad boy off. Ooh, we've got a laser. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna keep my things for now, but that is one of the greatest weapons in the game, I would say. That laser. I don't think I ever just like showcased the shards on the far right, so we might as well do that. I think I went too far. Or maybe it's at the very bottom, actually, I think. Nope, there we go. Wasn't shards, it was the, I guess it was shards, okay. Either way, I knew there was, like, random shards to the far right. We never, I mentioned it in the past, but it was never shown, I believe, so. I hope that was worth it, all of those like 6 shards. Alright, so now we have our spools. We have our mask shard one off now. We will get that one later in bilewater. And now we also have an upgraded weapon. That's that, in case you're not able to do that, the item that we upgraded was the ruined tool that we picked up in, where was it? The putrefied ducks, I believe, is where it was. Or it's either, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the putrefied ducks off the top of my head. I might be wrong though. I'm starting to get all these items mixed up in my head after we've done it, but I know it's not the high hall. Yeah, it's got to be putrefied or bio. It's like somewhere in this area. I apologize, I don't have it my notes like right in front of me, but we picked it up in a couple chapters ago, and I said not to upgrade it, and so now we've upgraded it at Mount Faye. There's 3 locations. You can get 3 versions. There's like a machine gun version. It's like a 3-round burst, and then there's the laser one we have, and then there's like the base version. And so depending on which merchant you take it to, if you take it to Deep Dock's Forge Daughter, you get the Mach 2. Mount Faye is Mach 3. And then if you take it to the Architect, or I'm sorry, the Architect is Mach 2. The Forge Daughter is Mach 1. So you can kind of do it. It's based on like what act you're in, essentially. Like you could go to the Act 1 version or Act 2. Why would we do that when we can get Act 3? So that's what we did. But it is a one-time, like 1 per game. You can never upgrade again in this playthrough. All right. Oh shoot! Hold on. I got a little carried away there. I was where I needed to be. Hang on. I was just making sure they were still over there. We are going to Greymoor. We are gonna go kill our best friend. Well, Sherma's our best friend. Let's be real. But we're gonna go, just as a friendly, just because like Chakra has she's drawn all of the maps for us. She's gotten us around the world a lot. She's done nothing really but help us, honestly, and it's been a massive help, and I really appreciate it. So now we're gonna kill her. It's exciting. Oh wait, hang on. God, I need to get this shit together here. Okay, up here in this corner, we can now get there with our double jump. So let's pick up our memory locket. You should, at the end of this chapter, you'll have 17. We have 1 more, I believe. I'll check my notes in a second, but you need 17 in order to bind Evo, which is one of the trophies. But we don't have all of the crest, which is the other requirement. So it's a real shame. We have enough. We have all of them. We'll have all of them that you can get by Act 2 in this chapter. All right, so come over here for I would say a challenging fight. It definitely takes a couple rotations to figure out how to kill her, because she is lethal. But yeah, let's just go ahead and fight her. I suppose we'll kill her. So the best time to heal is right when she does that dash at you on the ground. Do the heal right above her. That'll make sure, like right there. The only time you can get a hit in is during that dash attack or right after one of the slams. So that's the time you get attacks. As far as any other time when she's jumping all over the place, try to let her throw the ring first and then react. And then also only go for one hit really when she does the jump over. Because if you do, she'll throw another ring afterwards. And you'll get hit most of the time if you try to get too many hits. Also, these glowing, like, there's like glowing moments whenever she does her attack. You, like, be kind of away from that. They deal a lot of damage. There we go. Die, 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 die. Wait, hang on. There we go. Got her. Got her. We just deleted her from the game. Oh, wait. There she is again. A formidable foe. Alright, we didn't actually kill her. What did you guys think? We think we were going to murder Chakra? God. Why would you think that? But definitely kill her and get the journal entry. So now we should have Garamond and Zaza and also Chakra. Those are the two secret Act 2 enemies for the journal. And if you want to fight her, again, you can always hit this and then talk to her and duel her as much as you want. There's no reward for doing that other than the original one. You get the journal entries. So, but otherwise, there's no like benefit to fighting her over and over and over. It's just practice, really. This was a good point to go over the deliveries. Okay, in the last chapter, I wasn't able to get the Songclave delivery, as you can see. So I wanted to clarify how this works for everybody, because we're probably all in different states of the game here. So as far as, let me pull up the menu here. As far as the wishes that are required, obviously all of them we want to do for the 100% stuff, but for the actual like required 100%, we need to complete the, what is it, the Courier Rasher. We already did that for the Taste of Farlam. That's the only one that's like physically required. And then the Queen's Egg we needed to do for more of the item, like the tool items and stuff. So those two were mandatory. So we've already done those. The Bone Bottom, Pilgrim, and Songclave are optional, but of course we want to do them just to have all the wishes done, because we're doing the full completion of this game, not just the bare bones requirements on this playthrough. When we do our 30-hour speedrun, yeah, we're only going to do the required stuff. But on this playthrough, we're doing all secrets, Easter eggs, and items and everything like that. So in order to get these wishes to pop up, right? So I have one left. And then there's another one in Act 3 that we'll get later, but that doesn't matter right now. But in order to get these to work, there's only 2 on the screen that are allowed to be on the screen. So it's RNG. Like if I go and do Bone Bottom, and when I come back, it could very well just be Bone Bottom again, but it allows one of them to sync up with the ones on screen. So you just have to complete whatever's on screen over and over until you get whichever one you want to pop up. And you just need to do each one once. Okay, so I've already done these 2. I just need the Songclave. So I'm not going to do this right now just to save time, but I'll do it in the farming mission, like the next chapter when I'm showing all the farming stuff. I'll showcase that when I'm going over deliveries and stuff like that. So, but if you are wanting to make the deliveries, that's how you get it to spawn. Okay, so definitely get like the 3 deliveries, and then we've already done the Queen's Egg and Courier Rashers, so you should be caught up on that. Also, the personal spa is now in the shop, which upgrades our house even further. So as you can see, it's very pricey, but I just wanted to point out that that is now available as well. And we should see our house is now fully painted, I believe. I think it's been long enough. Should be shiny. Yeah, look at us. Look at us. So anyways, that's all the Bellheart stuff, the deliveries, and you can buy the shop items and stuff like that. Okay, now we're going to head over to High Halls and continue where we left off in last chapter. I really wish there was a way to, like, just be like swap tabs over to the Ventrica station and somehow I get there. Having to go to the Bellway every time is frustrating. So now we're gonna fight another tricky boss. So I'm trying to make them in order of difficulty here. So we had Chakra, and now we have the Sentinel, and then we're gonna have your good old Grohl the Great. So good luck on that one. This is to complete the final audience wish. If you don't have this active, it's on the Songclave wish board. We picked it up in the last chapter. Now, as far as loadout for this, I'm gonna be running what you see here. Probably swap out the compass. You know, I wouldn't use that if I was you. But definitely you want to run the thread storm with the electrical. That's really good. These cog flies are decent, and I mean our overall loadout's pretty good at this point. So yeah, it's up top here. So with the wish active, you'll be able to track this. And if you remember, there's that door that I said would open up right up here. So fortunately, it's just right above the bench. So this door to the right that we just went through, this one, this opens up when the wish is active. Otherwise, you can't go in there. And in order to get this wish, you have to have witnessed the Sentinel fighting in 2 spots around the Citadel. I showed you where both of those spots were. And then you have to go and talk to the Songclave wish board or whatever and get the wish. And now you can come and do the final audience. So if for some reason you're not getting that wish, it's because you haven't witnessed the Sentinel fighting in those 2 spots. This is a hidden enemy in the game. It's a hidden journal entry, and it's a pretty fun boss fight, honestly. She is, it's similar to like in Hollow Knight when we get like tested. This is kind of like the test of this game, like make sure we're worthy of assuming the throne. So the best thing you can do is learn her the tells. Oh, I was in the middle of healing. So like obviously dodge the golden flurry attack or whatever. Whenever I first played this boss, I saw that and I was like, there's not an absolute radiance attack in this game, is there? I got really scared on the golden attacks. Anytime you see gold in a Hollow Knight game, it's probably not good. There we go. You guys probably thought I was about to die right there. I don't die. Queue up the like 50 deaths I've had so far. So we kind of like break her heart, literally, I guess. We did give her a heart. But now she's all sad and she knows that we're worthy of ascension and all that, but she has no more purpose. So, you know, typical. She'll go and cry in a corner somewhere. But that's going to give us the reserve bind, which is a really good tool here. This is definitely a really solid one. All right, now we're heading back to the first shrine. That's what I was doing when I tried to go there the first time, but we hadn't beaten this boss. So the reserve bind, I'll show it really quick. It's really nice because what happens when you sit on a bench, you'll see it in that top corner. I get 1 extra bind without using my silk. And then that little gold icon at the top, you'll see it fill back up. So that gives you, you know, 1 extra heal without, like if you get hit, you know, on the run back to a boss, well then you have at least 1 guaranteed silk binding plus your cocoon plus whatever you have normally. So it's a solid tool for that matter. Definitely you could run that. Alright, now we're going to go speak to Garamon. Rest of this bench. If you go all the way to the right, you should find him over here. So normally what would have happened is if you had done his quest line, he would have aided us in that lockdown in the last chapter where we did it over at the forum where we were just at to fight the Sentinel, where we got the last melody done. He would be standing out there, but we aided our fight with Chakra because we did both their quests. But he would normally be there, and you would have aided the fight with him, and then eventually he would return over here. So it still did the same thing. We just didn't see him over there. It's a shame that you can't use both of them to aid you in that fight. I feel like if you're smart enough to figure out how to do both, I think it should give you both. But, you know, it is what it is. But make sure you talk to Garamon. We're kind of wrapping his quest up there. Let's see. You could buy the spider strings and stuff like that. At this point, you know, like I said, we're done with the maps and the benches and all of that. Now it's just whatever beads you get, put it towards shop items. So, you know, if you have it, feel free to go for it. The spider strings, by the way, I bought that in my practice runs at this point in the game. It's really cool. Whenever you're playing your Needlin, right? You can get like extra lore, and you can like stand next to certain NPCs and get them to sing that you normally wouldn't get them to sing. So it's kind of cool. I think the description's pretty interesting too. You know, it sends full and bright, ideal if you're ever planning on performing for a crowd. So it's pretty cool. Just amplifies it, but that's another tool. We'll get it at some point. But yeah, now we're gonna go down. Now we're gonna go through the back way into bilewater. Get these beads right here, since we've opened up the whatchamacallit. And unfortunately, we have to go down. Do you remember where I said never fall down the shaft? Guess what we're doing? We might be falling. This is like that oh shit kind of moment when you realize like, oh, I didn't mean to do this. Like, if you do this by accident, you're just like, how far down? And where am I going? It's just so ominous. This is bilewater. It's very fitting, I would say. All right, we're gonna head to the right, and this is gonna loop back around to where we were. So. Okay, yeah, the broken wall here. Oh my goodness. That's what I get for reading and also playing. Now this item is tied to one of the endings. And so this is what you got to do with this. We are not under any circumstances using the Twisted Bud at this point. Do not turn it in. This is not like an optional, like, hey, don't do that. But like last chapter, I said, don't go in that arena. And like several people messaged me and left comments about how they went into the arena. This is one of those items where it's like, hey, you just ruined your playthroughs if you use it right now. So don't ever touch that item. Don't use it. Don't turn it in. You turn it in at the Shellwood NPC up in the cave. And we do not, under any circumstances, want to do that right now. That's for the cursed ending. It's going to ruin your save files if you do it now. It's not a good idea to use it. So just hold on to it. And we will use it eventually, but just for now, pick it up. That's all we gotta do. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's like it never happened. Just want away from these guys for like a second, please. Okay. Let's keep making way down to the bottom left. There's a shortcut right here that's going to lead us back. And we can get some beads. Don't worry, we're very close to a bench. If you remember, we opened up that bench before. Okay, this is going to be our last memory locket for Act 2. So you should have 18 memory lockets by the time you pick this up. So there's 20 in the game, just in case you're wondering, but there's only 2 that we need. There's one in Bellheart. If you've picked up every single one that I've got, then you should have, at this point, we have all of our crests have been filled out, and then we have 3 in our inventory, and that'll let you know that you're at 18. What do you get the last 2. There's one in Bellheart, and then there's one oh man, I forget. It doesn't matter. We'll get it later. But sorry, I'm on so many different playthroughs right now that it's like blurring together. But there's one that you have to get. It's in a late game area. You have to have the what do you call it? The abilities. So we can't reach it just yet. Okay, sorry. I think my brain just shut off for a minute there. I apologize. It is 8 a.m. right now. Anyways, drop down. We have our bench here. Thank God, right? I'm just gonna call Adra in here, just so we have a fast getaway. Even though we won't use her, but we're not gonna tell her that. All right. All right. So now let's go ahead and equip our wreath. The wreath of purity. I'm gonna put it in place of the weave light. And then if you want, you could take off the compass if you want. As far as tools go, I'm going to probably use this in the boss. We also got the throwing rings from Chakra and all, so those are pretty decent as well. The conch cutter's good. The curve claw's pretty decent. And then, of course, the cog fly. But I like these because they do a lot of damage to our boss, and it pairs nicely with my electrical threadstorm, and yeah, I just like it. All right, so now we are going to go up to the main path. So as you can see, we've completed the bottom half of bilewater in our last chapter. We completed the left side now. That's where we came in at, and that's the only way to get that left side is because there's those trap doors and all. And now we're going to go back up to the actual main path. Now, most of our map is filled out, but if you remember, we just kind of ran by everything. So we are actually going to collect the items in the spots that we didn't get. Luckily, the path we took gave us most of the items in that area, so we're not gonna have to do too much like backtracking, fortunately. Also, as far as the enemies, like, feel free to farm, you know, all of these guys. I'll let you know, the bush people, you get those in the boss fight quite a bit, and I assume you're probably going to die to the boss a couple times, so you'll probably end up finishing him out, but there's only one enemy in this area that you have to get during the boss fight, but don't worry, there's enough in the boss fight for you to fill out your journal, so you don't have to worry about it. It's not like the Luigi, or the Chef Luigi, or whatever his name was. Let's see, so as you can see, like, just the normal bugs, I've already almost got them. And then there's the moth leaf, which we'll get in a moment. And then we're about to find a couple new enemies. But yeah, just kill it, and then once you're done killing them, then you don't have to sit there and kill them every time. See, now we're done with that one. The good thing about Bile and Putrefied is that the enemies suck, but they do give you like an abundance of them, and they are fast to farm, so you don't have to like keep grinding. Alright, so here's another new enemy. You just gotta bounce on them. And again, you should have enough to get your journal. If not, you'll be like one shy, maybe. Alright, so I'm going to trigger that. We're not going to go up there just yet. We're going to go to the right. Yeah. Alright, so this is the path we came. If you remember, we went up, and then we kind of just started making our way all the way to the top right. So now, instead of going up, we're going to head to the right. And those are those other enemies, by the way. You see 9 of them. We're about to have a room. So it's those little, the like white little triangle looking enemies. There's the big guy, and then there's 2 more enemies that we'll get to in a minute. But the only thing that you need to worry about farming is this kind of bug, and then the other like glowing bug. The rest of them you'll get just naturally. So right there's some shards. Alright, so there's a breakable wall right here, and this is a good tool up here. Also, if you want, you can be a menace. Let those bugs have it. But pick up the quick sling, and this allows you to activate 2 tools at once, so that's pretty cool. This room doesn't have anything, by the way. But if you use it, it's really nice, because doubles the number of tools thrown, which if you're using really good tools, that could really do some damage. Alright, so here is a new enemy. We got to kill the muck maggots, and then whatever, I can't remember what these guys are called. So what you want to do, to get the muck maggots and these guys all in one go. Hold on, let me get to the edge here. Oh, alright, good. So you can use our tool, or you can shock. And now you'll see that we have muck maggots. Now you need like 30 of them, but every time you activate it, you get like 20. Like after 2 activations, I got the entire journal filled out. So those don't take long. And then the slubber lugs. Okay, pause. Who named this item? Who named this enemy? Like, I got an idea. The slubber lugs? They're like, write it down. That's genius. Anyways, slubber lugs, we need 9 of them. I want to say that you can kind of like, you know, farm the hit like this and then occasionally use your Thread Storm. Or you can use your Cling Grip, and it does wonders. So I just need 2 more. Oh, I missed it. Okay, I didn't even... Alright, you know what? Whatever. We're gonna farm these guys. I didn't die, that's just your figment of imagination. Alright, I am back. I just need 4 more. Alright. Hell yeah. Okay. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna cut to when I'm done with these guys. Okay, I just finished farming the little slubber lugs, and we have the muck maggots. So once those 2 are done, we can continue on. So just go all the way to the right of the room, and now we're up here, where we have to continue with the slubber lugs. Oh, okay. Yep. As careful as I was, it still doesn't like you doing this flawlessly. Anyways, I'll see you back at that point. Okay, so if you make it all the way to the end of the path, as you can see, I made it to the end of the path. You jump up here, and then there is a mask shard. There, finally. I have health. And yeah, so you could go back the way we came, right? Like, you know, I died like right here, right? As it looks like I'm doing a very good job. Oh, alright. God forbid I explain something, game. Anyways, grab the mask shard and you can just run back this way and at least skip one of the rooms. Not all of them, because that would be too generous of the game. Alright, so now that we have the mask shard, we can double back. This is one of the most toxic areas in bilewater, if you ask me. Because it's just like, you can't, even though you can dodge them, you can't. Alright, so we made our way all the way back to the we basically did that whole area. Let me catch up on my notes here. Alright, so now we've already done the top right path, so we need to head back to the main path. So this is right below where we basically went over to the right and did that. And then now we need to go up and to the left. Let's watch the spikes above. So, oh, grab this item here. Frayed rosary string. So that should be all of those guys, and now we're heading up here. So got those done. Oh no. Those guys don't take very long to farm either. So now we have most of the enemies done. It's just the big guys at this point. But if you come up all the way, be careful not to knock them into the weeds there. Alright, so now we're gonna head over to the right here. So let's get another one of these kills. If you don't die ever, those guys, they should be enough. There might be like 1 or 2 more, so you'll just have to get them at the end. But just go to the bottom right corner now of this area, and you'll remember this. So we just go across. And this is a good room for farming these guys if you still need one. But they're all pretty harmless. And again, if you didn't grab the memory locket off of that enemy right there, definitely do so. And we're gonna rest at this bench because that's our only bench. So as you can see, we've done the left side of the main path. We got all the way up to the top. We can't go any further. So now we're done with the bottom side, the left side, and the upper part. And now it's just this part above us. We've already done the middle section. And now if you see in the top right where that path doesn't continue, we need to continue that path, which will connect with our other path on the left side. So we're missing one more like horizontal pathing. So this is the run back for the boss. So I would advise to put on these items. Where is it? So we definitely want the Wreath of Purity. We definitely would like our Volt Vessel. The Fractured Mask is nice. Let's see. Thread Storm. Thread Spun. I'm going to take off the compass and I'm just going to put that on for now. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be running. You could actually, you know what? I'm going to put the Long Claw on instead of the Fractured Mask. Because that'll allow me to reach the boss, and it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to get the damage on him when I don't have to get right up next to him. So I like this tool. You can try a couple combinations of things till you figure out what you like. But come this way. This is the run back, so I would get good at this. Ooh, nice. We got that one done. Dude, piss off. I hate when they do that, when they just keep spawning like right in front of where you're going. Alright, so now we are currently on that path that hasn't continued on our screen. So there is Silk right here. Now this is just a straight shot to the boss. Like, they can't make any part of these runbacks easier. This area is known for being the most toxic. So come up here and read this sign. And then more importantly, every time you do the run back, this will be a reward for, you know, you can refresh your silk or your heals and stuff like that. So that's a nice way to like top off right before the boss. So there's 2 silk spots on the way if you needed it. Alright, so now we are going to beat the boss here, and then this is how this is done. First try, this is how it's done. No big deal. So you're going to have to survive 5 waves of enemies. So what I like to do is start right here in the top corner. And they will come to you. We can pogo. So these are the new enemies. As you can see, we need... Okay. We need 10 of them. So we should get it. If not, if you're about to kill the boss and they haven't come in, I would definitely make sure you get those. So on the traps, come over here in the bottom left corner. That's the perfect time for a threadstone. So I need 6 more of those other guys. I might have to actually die just to reset it. Yeah, so you get 2 per kill. You do get more throughout the fight, but it's really hard to do that. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna die right here, and then I'll edit it, and I'll just cut to when I've already farmed him and I'm at the same spot of the boss fight. So, let me try to die. Yeah, I'll just cut now. Alright, I just got back, and I decided I'm just gonna show it, like, in full sequence here, but it's a shame we had to do, the farming. Again, it is possible in, like, without having to reset, but I find it a lot easier to just focus on the boss and not worry about the little enemies. So, 1 reset's not bad. And I mean, again, if you die, which I'm assuming on your first try you probably would, so it's not gonna be like, you probably won't have to intentionally reset, but I should get it right here. Once I kill him. Yep, there we go. So that unlocks the Silksong Trapper. You get 2 journal entries per kill. So you only need to get 5 of them, I guess. But yeah, this top right corner is really great. I just like to dash across. And then whenever the spikes come in, we go to the bottom right. And as far as the boss goes, we want to stay in the water, but I'll get to that in a moment. Try to get your full heals there whenever you can, because we're not going to really be able to heal in the fight. But yeah, Grohl is going to be somebody that we need to just not run into. Now, I want to point it out just for, I know I'll get a lot of comments. You can sit in the corner here. Whenever he sucks like that, go in the water. But you can literally sit like right here and just be immune the whole time. And then just casually wait till you have a hit. It would take a long time. Whenever he does that spitting, the closer you are, the better. And then that, you just want to be in the water for that one. Otherwise, it's just getting a hit or 2. Whenever the minions come in, I like to just go in the corner. This is where you could definitely get them in the fight, but it's like, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just getting a couple cheap shots in whenever I can. And then the bottom right corner is kind of our safe place. Okay, now this is the other attack where he throws Hollow Knight's attack at us. So just go in the water again. There's phase 1. We got 2 more. So again, whenever he does that, the spitting attack, the closer you are, the safer you are. Oh, the spike trap got him. Oh my god. I got a little greedy there. That's why I like that long nail, so you might be able to kind of tell, like, even if I miss a little bit. I still have a better reach, you know, so it makes it, because if you touch him, you definitely get wrecked by him, so you want to stay as far back from you can. Stay as far back as you can. Alright, there we go. You should be getting close. There we go. First try. Not bad. I mean, outside of that, you know, the reset farming one, but, you know, still not bad. All right. I don't think it's that hard. I mean, the bottom right corner is pretty good. We got a bench here. Yeah, you just stay in that corner. Stay in the water for every attack. Just pop shot him. Just try not to touch him. I really do think that the big win is the long claw. It just lets it be just that much easier to reach him. So now I'm going to put on our loadout once again. I'll throw the compass back on for you guys. And if you're wondering like what that sound is, it's our item that we picked up. It doesn't stop doing that. So just again, do not use it. Did I grab the silk? Yeah. Top off our silk while we're here. Alright, so rest of the bench, put your loadout back on, and now we're going to enter in and get a secret ending item. The Seeker's Soul. This is tied to one of the secret endings. Or, well, I guess, yeah. We'll just say the secret ending. There's too many endings in this game. It's a good thing, but there's a lot of endings. But don't use the Seeker's Soul, don't use the Twisted Bud, because at this point we're picking up, you know, like ending items that are tied to certain things. So if you don't know what to do with it, don't use it. Alright, so now this is that path up. This is that where we left off. So I'll quickly show you what happens if you sit at this bench. So, oh look, we finally made it to the top of bilewater. Oh my god, fuck. Now we're trapped. So, that's the bench in bilewater. So there's only, there's also silk there. There's only the bench all the way at the bottom, and then there's the one that we got for our run back for the boss, and then there's the boss one. So it's pretty diabolical. So now we got one more shortcut we gotta open. So jump up here. Break that, and then you might recognize this. We are back in the Putrefied Ducts. So we're gonna go second room and then up in the ceiling. This is gonna take us back to the bellway. I killed your leader, go away. Oh my god, dude. Everything in this area, like Putrefied and bilewater, it's just all horrible. But yes, now we have completed the bilewater area, so, and Bilehaven and all of that. And so guys, we have a full map. Isn't that cool? A full map for now. I mean, for Act 2, we have done everything in Act 2 in terms of area. and essentially the cradle is above. It's at the top of the map. That is going to be our our final boss zones. But as far as like the entire thing, we have now officially seen every secret area. We've opened up all the alternative routes, the shortcuts. We've done everything we can do in Act 2. So if that doesn't make you a little happy and feel a little bit like a completionist, then I haven't done my job. So I hope that you guys are enjoying that. So now let's head over to our resting place. How many beads do I have actually? Whoops. 230. All right. I'm gonna buy the spider strings. Get that tool at least. We don't really need it, but I'm trying to buy whatever is over in this shop. I'm almost bought all this. Grendel will probably be the last shop that I end up, or the Bellheart will be the last one I actually like go for. Grendel has good items, so I'd rather buy his stuff first. But yeah, I'm gonna buy these spider strings. Feel free to buy both of these if you can. Is that enough? I forgot to even look at it. Yeah, spider strings. All right. So that's just one more tool. Quickly pop it on so you can see what I was talking about. Get Sherma to carry us out for the chapter. Take it away, Sherma. All right, this is going to wrap up chapter 19. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in chapter 20. And like I said, at this point, we are at the point of no return. So do not progress the main storyline until you know exactly what to do and also have collected all of the enemies, the items, everything. So what I'm going to do to make this as easy to understand and follow, because I know we all are at different spots, I imagine. We should all be at the same place in terms of missions. But what we are lacking probably together is the Hunter Journal. So I'm going to go over. I think I'm just going to take a section at a time, and I'll just, in the video, I'll put up the map of Deep Docks. I'm going to put an icon of each enemy, where they spawn, and then I'll go over all the enemies that are required, and you can just go zone to zone and make sure that you've done everything for the journal. I think that will be the easiest way. So if I was showing like, Bile, I'd just be like, here's the 5 or 6 enemies, right? Make sure you farm those, and then that'll I think be how I do the map. As far as all of the items that we'll have, I'll just have a list on screen with their locations for all the tools, all the collectible items like memory lockets, things like that, just in case you are missing any. And then hopefully at that point we'll have all of the same items and Hunter Journal going into Act 2. And everybody will be on the same page finally. And then the last thing we want to do in the next chapter is going down the list of all of the potential wishes and or missions, everything in general that we want to get done beforehand. And my goal with it is to just do like a 30-minute video, really show everything. And that way we're all equal going into the final part of the game. Because from this point forward, we really don't get to double back and do all sorts of stuff. So we really all need to be done. And that's why I'm stressing it really hard. This is the point of no return. A lot of you guys have asked me to make that very clear. I'm making it clear, guys. There's no going back after this. All right. So before we progress, and the way you progress is going and playing the song for those, in the cogwork area, you play it for those 3 people. So do not play the song for them. All right. Otherwise, you're free to roam and do whatever you want. And I will see you guys in the next chapter, and we'll get all caught up in farm. So have a good night or morning, whatever time it is, and I'll see you in the next one.